Here it is, another Cascade Trekker adventure. I'm in the Ashley National Forest. This is north central Utah. This was just a spur of the moment, long range insertion point to explore the region. I didn't have a really good map until about an hour and a half ago, so I'm going to have to study the map. And I've got tons of food, like maybe 7 days worth of food, and it's just an open game plan here. Okay, and this is considered the summer of dreams for me. I've got the whole summer off, miraculously having saved money over the winter to relocate and just be a trail bum exploring new places. And I have goose flesh now, because every new place I go like this is just another beautiful day of life. And so I'm celebrating with a corn dog and a pub beer. The summer of dreams with the Cascade Trekker. Hey, and I got it in my head after last week, which the trip was almost a wash with all those mosquitoes. I said, man, I gotta go someplace dry. There are absolutely no bugs harassing me right here, right now. Okay, over here is the Grayhead Peak. This middle high peak, close to 10,000 feet, maybe 98, 95 or something. And from here, there's a road or slash hiking trail that goes along the ridge to the top. There's old Grayhead over there. That looks easy. Looks like I can do that in a day, maybe. But the problem is going to be finding water. Another issue will be the weather. We're having daily thunderstorm buildups after tomorrow. And I don't want to be anywhere on an exposed slope like that when they start. Well, I'm going to run a quick inventory. Backpack, of course. Inside the pack is the full bug net, which I don't need here. Bungees and string for that. Here on the motorcycle, I have my lock, Fix-A-Flat, half quart of oil and chain lube, helmet, gloves. Okay, so the big difference on this trip will be the ridge rest. I've been cold almost every night of all of these trips this year from the ground up. So we're going to give this a run to also keep myself warm. I've got these pleated extreme cold army layers, and mostly that is for riding in the cold, which wasn't necessary today. Rain gear, rain pants, extra clothing, which isn't very much, my usual. This here is my health bag, emergency bag, and the food we can all pile up right here. Just a bunch of food. 2 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I've got easily 4 breakfasts, 4 dinners, snack food. I've got 4 apples and 2 potatoes. That's a lot of food. You know, easily 5 days, 6 days. My camera, sleeping bag, cook set, stove is in here, stove fuel. I brought the NOAA weather radio this time. If I get reception. Water. I've got 3.5 liters of water to start out with. Coffee cup. Reading material, maps. Here's a nice touch. This is arugula from the farmer's market in Logan. Getting ready to start my hike this morning. The motorcycle is locked here to this tree. That's where it will stay. And so my thought is to hike on the ridge. There are 2 options. One is the ridge road or trail, and the other is a lower road that goes around this way down towards the springs and water. But what I think is that from the road or ridge line, I can see down to where there's water and springs. Just a short ways down the road here. The pack is heavy. There's a lot of stuff in it. Finally, a big tree. This place has been heavily logged. There were more big trees on private property than in the national forest. Here it is, a bit closer now, and I saw these gently dropping slopes making easy access down to this bottom draw here. And this is the right side of the ridge line going down. And I noticed these aspens back here. It's either indicative of water or a good snow melt. But I hear some birds. I hear lots of birds back here, and that's another telltale sign out in these dry areas that there's water. Great scenery here. Still no real sign of water down here. The map shows 2 ponds draining like this. It might be right down in here. I can't tell. I'm gonna need to find water for the next 2 or 3 days. And so here's the road that switches down into this canyon. So I've got a reference point to match to the map. But I don't want a chance going down there for nothing, even though I hear the birds. Well, this is close. I'm really close to this. 2 or 3 hours there and back. My better chance for water is down here. And I will drop down there. I'm just gonna go a little farther down the road and take that way down to here. Well, this is about where the road ends. And there's no trail indication. I don't even see a trail. You can see the road ends right here. And this is where I'm gonna go down. I don't see any track continuing, which would just mean following the ridge lines. And so, you know, maybe it's better there's no trail. It won't be drawing me as much. Yeah, so I'm gonna angle this way. And there's those rocks here. Here's a nice animal trail to follow. But who knows how far. And we're gonna start to angle down now. And I got this impression of the forest here where it hasn't been logged or touched, is full of the snags, the dead trees. But still, hard to tell. I'm down to a lower road. And whether that's good or bad, I don't know. No sign yet of water. I guess I'll check in here. Yeah, this is what I saw from up top. It's pretty grim. I don't think I would want to drink this filtered even. But what we might have is more down lower. I don't know. Hard to say. Down here, I've got an indication here of where I might be. And I'm almost to the point of going back to the motorcycle because I haven't found any water. And I might have just enough water to get back. Alright. I saw the road sign over here, and now I'm coming back this way. Supposedly this ends at Twin Lakes and the drainage, Twin Ponds. With no water, I can't stay here. It's my last shot. Flies are on you guys. Hey guys, is there water down there? Look at that. Don't be scared, guys. There's the water. Here's my water. And what I think I can do is submerge my collector bags in here And I guess that's gonna have to work. Okay, I am hiding out in a cow lair. This is where the cows hide out in the shade and poop all over in here. I did get water from the cow water feeder. It's a first. The water actually was quite cold and it looked clean compared to some water that I've collected in, streams and such. I had to completely submerge the bladders and spread them apart underwater because they wouldn't fill up. The water pressure would close the bladder. But I've got 2 liters from there. I've got about 1.5 liters left from last night. And I'm camped about 1/2 mile from the cow water feeder. That's the zone. I just went back to get more water from the cow feeder. Alright, so now I've got 5.5 liters, which should get me through tomorrow with 1.5 liters, maybe 2 left. Probably just gonna hunker down there. Sitting here, checking out the world. Some clouds coming in, nice cool breeze. I have to admit, I was having a hard time earlier. Dehydrated, the heat was bearing down on me. And, if I didn't stop and buy that Forest Service map, I wouldn't have found that water back there. I like how things worked out. It's real quiet and peaceful back here. Nobody's gonna come back here. Alright, here it is, the 3rd day of this trip to maybe the Canyonlands or Badlands, or kind of the border between north and south of these northern forested places and the Canyonlands. I'm contemplating moving the camp just a short distance to possibly look for another spring, but it would be something to do. I'm all set here in my camp, but it's just going to be a long day. Interesting thing last night were the birds. You wouldn't think much activity in this dry scape, but we had these birds I've experienced before, and I haven't seen it, but it was so close last night. They get into this thing where they do this like, oh, like this, and it starts from these little chirps, and I just like, and they were so curious about me last night. They were like coming into my area here, getting close and startling me with this deep sonorous like sound. And so that was kind of fun, and I was talking to them. And last night there was an owl somewhere not very far, maybe 50 yards away, doing his thing. So that was kind of nice. Okay, here's the real intersection from the road, 324, that will take me back to the motorcycle. And these clouds got big, And honestly, I'm thinking about just putting my tent in here for the night. It's a decent spot. You can see here where the runoff this way goes. And here comes the rain and the thunder. Just pretty much just in time, I got a spot and got my stuff all tucked in. This is good. It's a great top location here for the views and maybe the spectacle of the storms. It's not the best place to be for lightning. So we're just gonna cross our fingers and have a good night. Yeah, it's just nice sitting here watching the cloud show. It's been quite nice actually up here. I'm rested, I'm hydrated, close to the motorcycle. I have enough water to get back tomorrow. So weird. I was thinking here half an hour ago, like, what am I doing here? Why am I here? You know, I drove 200 miles from where I'm living. I just kind of been wandering around out here. No real purpose, but other than to experience it. And right now, I have a feeling that I'm here to meet this storm. Yeah, day number 4 on this late June adventure. That storm just kind of crept over and all the lightning and thunder petered out when it was on top of me. But out on that far ridgeline, it was just rumbling, and the thunder would echo in the valleys and just keep on rumbling and rumbling. I've never heard it rumble so much. It's quite cool this morning. I'm packing up, had my coffee, gonna go to the motorcycle, and the birds were doing their thing last night also. These birds that make this, we're doing it again. But they also make this noise that, and I've heard it before, and it was really crazy because 2 nights ago I was thinking about those birds and that sound and trying to think where I heard them, and you know, I was almost longing for that to happen, and they were here just up in these little trees on this small ridge doing their noise. It was a good night. Some of the sprinkling was kind of activating old hiking memories, and they were very specific and almost real in my mind. It was good.